And some other artifact was there too. Something that looked kind of evilish, like a helmet. Helm, yeah.
Oh, is there?
I don't remember that, but you
I don't
might have a
remember that
better.
either.
Oh, there is. Well, it's not a magic. It's a piece of art that's worth a fuck ton of money. It's a helmet carved from the skull of a pit fiend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So it's not. I mean, you could enchant it if you want to. It's a big hat. Someone can wear it, but like, it's not currently enchanted. It's just an enduring art piece. I don't think like a pit fiend skull hard to break.
Your weird artist friend might like it.
Yes.
Oh boy.
What a gift.
Yeah, and the trick of the jeweled egg was that it's actually just a regular black dragon egg.
Oh, it was jeweled? I thought it was just a dragon egg. Like, it was obviously a dragon egg. I didn't know it was jeweled.
Well, yeah, so like the description that I posted on 11/12/2022 at 9:52 p.m. is that it's a jeweled egg with epic sorcerer's blood. And then someone succeeded on a knowledge nature roll to recognize that it was actually just a regular black dragon egg. That's just what they look like.
Oh, okay. So helm car. I see it now.
Yeah.
Helm car for pit fiend skull.
But say, can you tell me that a black dragon egg isn't a jeweled egg with epic sorcerer's blood? Can you tell me those aren't just the same thing?
I don't know what that would look like, to be honest.
Exactly.
I just imagined a fucking big ass scaly dragon egg like in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Correct. It's like a fucking Fabergé egg, but because most sorcerers derive blood from draconic lineage, it does indeed have epic sorcerer's blood.
If I ate it, I could change my bloodline to draconic.
We're not eating it.
You could. You'd also be a fucking, I don't know.
A monster?
Right. Like fucking abortion level grandmaster.
Alright, let me put the skull in our pinned loot.
Yeah, technically, the fortress is no longer a threat currently, but it still hasn't been destroyed. But do you know any surly locals who might be able to provide some necessary belief in order to invoke a miracle?
We do, in fact.
Oh man.
The village.
Now I have to remember what its name is.
I have a stack of notes, but they're mostly for Tuesday game.
It's further up there. Like I wrote it down. I just need to.
Yeah, I remember it was.
Started with an A.
It drives. Bones.
Bones.
Oh god, there's so much shit. Right, so that's Dispater and oh god, it's even way further. More loot, mushrooms, more bones. Screaming Japanese man from a game show.
And more loot.
More loot.
Mushrooms.
What the fuck did you just say to me, you little bitch? I'll let you know I have 300 confirmed kills in guerrilla warfare.
Very necessary.
And Twid.
And Twid.
Christ.
It
Complete
was so
with,
long ago.
complete with. It was only 3 months ago. Oh, sorry, 2 months ago.
Wow. We have not played much.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's almost like the entirety of November people can't play.
Yep.
So there's the Dragon's District, the Bright Ring District, and a marketplace.
They made us drink holy water.
Yes. They were
Yeah,
just
to
like,
make sure we weren't fiends.
right, they were like, okay, just drink this. What is it? It's holy water. Like, we're not, this isn't a trick. Just drink it.
Wasn't it like a little bit of the salt or something?
So it tasted pretty fucking foul. You know, if you've ever accidentally consumed ocean water before.
Mm-hmm.
If you have, I'm sorry. I mean, we've all been there, but fuck, it never gets easier. And, you know, it scoured you a little, but, you know, you can run sandpaper over your arm and nothing awful will happen. Problem is if you immerse yourself in it for, like, a decade. We sanded down everything. Everything? Everything. What's left? The parts we couldn't sand away. But, yes.
Oh yeah, my con was mega fucked. I wonder how that happened.
I think you gave blood up for something?
No, I remember exactly what happened.
Oh, okay.
You got a massive enchantment on your
Cap's
cover, right?
weapon broke, and I summoned a blacksmith.
Oh,
did.
right. And he's like, I'm gonna
And
do
he
blood.
nat 20'd on the fucking craft weapon.
Yep.
Right, you like got over a 95 on the D100, and then he nat 20 on the craft weapons, and I was like, I mean,
Well,
if you accidentally summon Mekarig the Blind, the Master Salamander Blacksmith, he's gonna make you something good. He's gonna make you something fast because he has work to get back to.
it's a busy man.
Very busy. So yes, the fortress has been rendered into like an ice palace. Ice everywhere in this bitch.
Is it like frozen over, or is it just like there's ice everywhere? Like, can we go through doors and shit?
Some of them probably, some of them maybe not.
You would have to chisel through the door. Like, if you chisel through a door, you can just, like, knock the door over. It's no longer ambiently cold. The cold you're getting is just because you're surrounded by ice now.
Yeah, I think the temperature was at first so extreme I had to toss down my campfire bead for us.
Well, it kept vacillating between extremes. Some rooms were hot and some rooms were cold.
And now it's just all rooms are cold.
Yes. That was supposed to be a little hint of Rooney about which demon and which devil were involved.
Mm-hmm.
But that hint has become irrelevant.
Thanks to the Dragon Queen.
Hello. You went down into the deep below and chose the extraplanar investigation option solution. Acceptable.
Well, I mean, looking
This place is
around,
still standing.
it's kind of cool looking. I mean, this could actually make a nice resort for the Hell Jungle. I mean, you think about it, it's pretty fucking hot here.
The ice
You know-
will melt eventually.
But I guess that doesn't qualify for your miracle, since Tiamat did it. You probably can't take credit for it.
Exactly.
So, what do you want to do with it then?
Destroy it.
Whole
What?
fortress?
Brick by brick.
No. It only needs one punch.
Oh.
Are we having another party?
I don't think I don't think the Underlost are in a celebratory mood. Besides, they're more professional about this sort of thing.
Maybe
We're
they'll
not
bring
dealing.
up
We're not
these-
dealing with incompetent, obstructionist elves. We're dealing with people who actually want our help.
And people that have lost an awful lot.
Exactly.
We retrace our steps as best we can.
Um,
Cut down any fleeing fiends. And make our way back to the village, yes?
That is a good point. Where where in the did we decide where in the fucking castle we came back up in?
oh, oh, geez. Yeah, I've got to have. Hey, the Hell Fortress. Hey, the Lost Gauntlet of the Demon Duchess. Oh, right. It had 2 modes. That was the whole thing. I think you guys are in room. Nope. It's on the left side. Because there was one room that spawned in with 2 dragons in it, and I was like, okay, they're in charge here.
So we're at like the end point of the entire thing.
The
Or
end
what-
point from the abyssal perspective.
Right.
I think it's room 44. Because room 44 has a juvenile red dragon. And then
That would make sense.
room 59 has an adult copper dragon. And they were going to be the twin bosses. I will say, though, you're going to need to do something to keep that egg warm, or the hatchling within it will die.
How long can we summon our fire elementals?
That'll do her.
An hour per level, and we're level 10, so 10 hours. Is it gonna take us 10 fucking hours to walk through this dungeon?
I don't think it will take you 10 hours to walk through this dungeon.
Okay.
Cool.
It will not take you 10 hours to smash your way through this dungeon.
So you said we're in room 44?
It's up at the top, right in the middle.
Yep.
Oh. Oh my god! Okay.
So that's where you, quote-unquote, were, quote-unquote, supposed to go. Obviously,
That's where
it's a
we ended up.
dungeon, and exploring is, you know. There it is.
Oh,
Never mind. 44 is too small. Switch it to room 45. You can't fit 2 dragons in room 44.
Can't fit a fart in room 44.
Accurate.
I'm also wrong. I wanted to double check. It's a fucking minute per level instead
course
of
it
a
is.
round per level. Yeah. So 10 minutes.
I think you
But I
can
can-
get out of here in 10 minutes.
But like, yeah, and also like that's one of the points out of my pool.
Oh,
last
okay.
10 minutes. So I can extend that to 50 minutes. So almost an hour.
Okay. Spend 2 charges because your elementals keep dwindling.
Okay.
Like, as they carry this egg around, they just get smaller and smaller and smaller until they just sputter out and die.
Right.
Thankfully, dragon eggs are hardier than penguin eggs, so if the egg falls out of something's grasp and rolls around in the ice for a while, the hatchling doesn't immediately die.
You ever just wonder how the fuck penguins are alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Obsession, compulsion programmed into the genetics.
So we're retracing back from 45? Do we run into anything
No.
along the way? Okay. Everything is essentially dead, or fleeing, or gone?
Everything has been frozen.
Gotcha.
What kind of frozen fiends do we pass on our way out?
Oh, we got Nagas, no, Driders. Yeah, let me open up both sides so I can give you a list of everything. Oh, the little Mephits shattered, but there's still like a bunch of succubi hanging out around there who are just like suddenly overtaken by the frost.
Wow. I really wish that my bud was here. He'd love this place.
But it was a painter, not a
Well, I mean, this is all like really cool experimental art. This could revolutionize like the whole art scene in Wind City.
It's a bunch of still life that is actually still for him to paint too. So
A couple of
And I mean,
bargains.
think about being able to paint succubi without them having draining your soul. It's that's something.
Difficult to manage otherwise? Yes. So, yeah. This place is comprehensively fucked. I don't know how much cold
Better than
damage.
incomprehensibly fucked.
I don't know how cold Tiamat's frost head is, but it's cold.
Extremely.
Like hundreds of damage of cold damage.
I mean, she's a goddess, and she's been, claiming territory in the abyss, which only increases her power.
Correct.
So it makes sense. Is it as cold as we reach the doors to outside?
Yes. The wasteland remains, and it's covered with a thin layer of rime. The magma has frozen over.
So the breath even reached outside the fortress
Yes.
as well.
If you had
Wow.
been outside this place, it would have been like an explosion going off, except instead of a fiery mayhem, it would have been just waves of cold.
Oh, wish I brought my skates.
We should count ourselves extremely blessed that we were spared the worst of the cold breath. That was intentional.
Correct. You were there under Dispater's protection. If she had killed y'all, ooh, that'd be bad. Oh, I rescued my children. But you killed my messenger. And that means I have to kill you.
I'd kind of like to see that.
Yeah, I was
Is that-
like, I'd like to
Is
be
that
alive.
a trick that Dispater could pull off?
Yeah.
He's always fucking Dispater is the Otto von Bismarck of hell. He always has a plan. Even if it's not a great one, he's got a plan. He's the Batman of hell. He's always got a contingency. I've got this kryptonite in the safe, just in case Superman goes crazy.
I don't know if you guys read Dune, but there's a character in Dune who's just sort of very peripheral, but he's this little guy that nobody notices. Count Fenric, I think was his name. And pretty much he's the most deadly guy in the whole book, but he never does anything. So it's sort of odd.
Well, I imagine that's just like a part of maintaining his deadliness. Like if he did go around exercising that, it'd make him less effective.
I mean,
Right.
he could have killed Paul if he wanted to, but he didn't. That was pretty much his claim to fame. So
Right, the one guy who could have stopped all this from happening was like, no, why would I do that? That sounds like a terrible idea. Well, shit.
Fenring.
But I want it to happen.
Well, I don't
Let's
care.
Or I don't care, yeah.
So, I assume you get out of this winter wonderland / hellhole.
Please, yes.
Yes, please.
It's weird. There's a certain threshold from which you like it as you get further and further away from like the ice palace. Eventually, like things just sort of start to warm up again, and you're like, no, I don't want to go back into the bowl of soup.
Oh, the humidity.
No, fuck.
When you open the door from your air-conditioned house and you just feel the wetness from outside.
Yes.
Better than leaving your air-conditioned house and then like getting hit by the dry heat and like immediately like needing to gasp for air. I think.
Air.
Just like
That's fair.
holy shit, I can't breathe now.
My body is not prepared to handle going from 70 to 110. I can't. I actually experienced something similar to that the other night. I was walking home and I'm all bundled up. I got a fuck ton of layers on and I yawned and I couldn't. The cold air got down my throat and into my lungs and my body was like, what is happening? What is this?
The opposite here, with wet, hot air.
Correct.
Psalm, I imagine, is relieved.
Yeah.
Oh god. Everyone's pretty relieved, quite frankly.
It is good to be back on the material plane. Meredith will say.
Say that again.
How are you holding up, old man?
Better now that we're on the material plane. Jesus. And we're kidding about hell.
Mm-mm. Now, you know me well enough now to tell when I'm joking. Now let's make sure that something good comes of our pilgrimage.
Lead the way, miracle worker.
Okay. So, y'all go back to Antwood. And even though you have returned, they're like, all right, drink the water.
Oh, stuff again.
You do.
How much time?
Yeah.
How much time did I say it took to get to the fortress?
A few days.
Yeah.
Travel.
So let's say it's 3 days. Spend 3 days going back.
Can we I don't need to maintain heat on this thing now that we're in the hell jungle, right?
No. It might enjoy the warmth, but it's no longer being damaged by the cold.
Right. How much does it weigh?
Let me look up what a hatchling dragon weighs.
I feel like it definitely needs to be carried in two hands.
Oh, yeah.
I might just have Zadru carry it if that's the case, because I might not.
It's
be
also
able to-
like super awkward because it's round and enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, I can't get... Oh, actually, wormlings are tiny in size. So,
Like a tiny wormling is probably like a 100-pound dog size, right? Like.
yeah, so like it's like a cat or it's like a cat size.
Oh, okay.
Like it only takes up 2.5 feet and its reach is 0 feet.
So sort of like the eggs from Game of Thrones.
Right.
That's that size. Okay.
Bigger than
Gotcha.
that, I think.
A little bigger.
Yeah. But like they're CR3s because they hatch with 30 hit points and 18 armor class and a breath weapon. Oh, and they can
It's like
fly.
a real cat.
Can we tell if this thing is close to hatching or not?
Somebody give me a knowledge arcane roll. Knowledge arcane is the domain of dragons.
Let's see. Other people probably have better. Yeah, maybe me.
Is anyone else rolling, or just the two who can?
Yeah, I can't.
I think Sam can.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Sam, you can tell it is definitely perilously close to hatching.
Oh. Are we? Is this a? We got to get it back to Tiamat situation or what?
It's your egg now.
Oh, okay.
she was pretty thorough. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, pretty much everything. This egg didn't freeze. Everything else did. So she left it on purpose.
That's a distinct possibility. It was also surrounded by other eggs.
That we're dead.
Yes.
So she might have thought that it was dead.
Right. She may have spared it deliberately to be like, this is the good egg. Or it might have been like, fuck it, close enough, I got him.
Or a test
Or test.
of what was strongest.
I am the strongest egg.
That means you get to live.
Fucking spoken like a true follower of Tiamat.
So this egg is definitely like very close to hatching.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I guess we gotta know. What if baby dragons eat?
Meat.
Probably a lot of meat, yeah.
Probably preferably fresh meat.
They should be able to hunt for their
Yeah,
for themselves.
they probably want to like chase things that are alive. Knowing what I know about snakes is they like most reptiles prefer like not eating just like hunks of meat. They kind of want to chase their prey. So I would imagine dragons are kind of the same.
Well,
That makes sense.
I mean, I guess the big question is, if it's that self-sufficient, do we want to just let it go on its own, or do
That's
we
a
want to provide protection? Because this is probably not the safest place to be, even for a baby dragon.
Do dragon eggs imprint on people?
We don't know, but there hasn't been a dragon born above ground in any recorded history that I know of.
In 800 years!
Also, is this going to be like, are the gods gonna be fucking mad at us because they banished the dragons to the abyss?
Fucking.
I mean,
the
the gods that did don't exist anymore.
That is
Uh-oh.
correct. The only god among them that still remains is Dogo, and I guarantee he does not care. He might think that's fucking hilarious.
Eh,
If Mardu's
Well,
got a problem with it, he can come down here himself.
We'll
I
be
mean,
sure
I guess,
to ask his ashes.
I guess we'll see what happens when it hatches.
When you say we'll be sure to ask his ashes, Mary mutters, we'll be sure to ask his absence.
Guys, are we ready to be parents?
Mary just says no.
Definitely not.
I'm pretty good with being an aunt. I think if we have enough aunts and uncles, it'll work.
I'm about to
Takes an
say,
adventuring party to raise a dragon.
this black dragon wormling will be a CR3 for the next, 100 years.
I think it'd be nice to have a little buddy.
Well, if worst comes to worst, we can find a good safe place for him in the wilds or here in the. I don't know. Hell Jungle doesn't seem like a safe place for a baby. No.
Meredith gets an expression on her face that something has just dawned on her. Worst comes to worst, we could take it to our father.
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. He'd want
You really want to raise this dragon like your dad raised you two?
He has a connection to a red dragon. That's the only dragon that I know of. If we don't bring it to him, maybe we can exploit that connection.
If we care most about what happens to the dragon, I suggest we leave it in the hands of Antwood. But if you want to bring it back to your father, I would suggest we do so only under the condition that he give it to the dragon he's working with.
I phrased my plan poorly. I've still lost a lot of blood.
No, it's fine. I disagree with using the dragon as leverage, but I can understand exactly why you would do that. And why it would be a quote-unquote power move.
What if the dragon doesn't want to go with any of the people that are on our list?
She points at the egg and says, "It's an egg."
Well, I mean, yeah,
Not
for
long.
what, 25 more minutes?
I don't know when it's gonna hatch, but it's soon. So
When you were born, were you upset that you had been born to your parents?
Probably.
Well, when you put it that way, your objection is understandable. Very stupid, but completely understandable.
I just don't know anything about dragons, could be hatches and got a whole brain in there.
Oh, they do.
are
well,
very smart.
they're sentient, right? Or like they're like people.
They are born freshly hatched with an intelligence of 8.
I mean that's smarter than most babies.
That's smarter than most people. Fresh out of the egg, it's endowed with all of this knowledge, and it just knows all this shit. And it's just like, yeah, no, I can do basic math. What the fuck is wrong with you?
If they're that smart when they're born, they're probably already like listening to everything that's going on. I mean, that shell doesn't look soundproof to me.
Probably listening to us right now.
So I mean, to me, this seems like it's going to be their choice. I mean, if they want to stay with us, then we can figure something out. If they want to stay with the village, then that's it seems like they're going to be born with the ability to make some choices.
The ability, but not the context.
You can help them with the context part.
I rap lightly on the egg. You listening there?
There's no response.
I just have so many concerns. This is gonna be. It's been a long time. No recorded history of a dragon being born above ground.
Nope.
So this is gonna be like an oddity people are gonna hear about and seek out. So I wonder if maybe not giving it to anyone is a better choice.
I don't think we can properly care for a wormling.
Well, especially not here in this wasteland. I don't see anything for it to catch and eat.
Well, we're out of the wasteland now. We should be in the jungle.
Right, yeah, you guys do enter the
Oh, okay.
jungle. But just like Mary's like, if we catch a single fireball, this thing's dead.
Where is that?
A beautiful oddity.
Bring it to Antwood and see if they even want it.
Or
Or like ask Antwood. Or
the beehive.
There is
Now there's
one,
an idea.
there's one other place that might be interesting too. I mean, the beehive would be cool. I mean, though admittedly it would be growing up as a, you know, well, what about that vocab temple? You know, Aziz's place. I mean, it's the school of magic, and dragons are supposed to have a talent for magic, so maybe we send them to school, or them to school.
And if anybody knows how to care for a dragon, it'd probably be Aziz.
There is possibly a book in there about how to train your dragon. So possible viable options are
Aziz.
leave it in Antwood.
Meredith's father.
Yep. What's his name?
Gareth.
Gareth? I'll look it up.
Gareth. That sounds right.
Yes, Gareth.
Probably Welshish name.
These all seem like completely plausible, viable options. But you're going to want to get it there before it hatches. Because dragons definitely exhibit nesting behavior. Except they call it a lair.
Well,
Well, we've got to stop at Antwood first.
I think we're in Antwood. They made us drink the water.
Oh yeah,
Right. Well, I'm assuming we flashed back to this conversation that y'all were having.
Over 3 days of travel.
Yeah.
Right. To discuss what the fuck do we do with this egg. Then you get to Antwood, they make y'all drink the water, and nothing happens, and like, okay, you're in. What do you have to report?
us with a blanket hastily tossed over the egg. Nothing. Totally normal.
The fortress still stands, but has been frozen, along with all of the fiends within it.
Have you had any attacks recently in the past few days?
No, we did encounter some fleeing fiends, but they ran around us, not through us. We caught off. Not caught off. Picked off some of the stragglers.
Good. While you shouldn't expect any more incursions, the fortress still has to be demolished.
Interesting. How do you intend for that to happen?
Nothing short of a miracle.
Exactly.
And they... who exactly are you talking to? Shit.
I don't think you gave us any names.
Yeah, they were kind of.
KG.
Yeah.
That
enough.
makes sense. Which is... I might have given you names for someone in a different location.
Did I hear correctly that Mary wanted to like shatter the fortress herself
Correct.
or something? Okay.
Same trick, except you channel it into a single punch and break the walls down.
Did the fortress literally turn to ice? Is that what happened, or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
frozen style.
Oh, okay.
So it's not frost over rock. Even the rock has it's almost like transformation into ice as opposed to just being covered with ice, right?
Right,
Don't
so
ask
like
me
a-
how that works.
Yeah. yeah.
One
No,
punch is strong enough to like potentially shatter the whole thing.
Right, you send one crack through the whole thing and everything falls to pieces, like a crack in the ice of a lake.
Did you guys get any of the visions in the water of the Moloch Express getting destroyed?
Oh, yes, we did.
Do you recognize this girl over here?
Yes.
I just yank it, thumb in her direction. Well, she'd like to do it again.
Okay,
But we need your help.
of course you do. You've done us a good turn. We'll do you a good turn as well. Oh, that's weird. I can't believe I didn't... Fuck it. Fuck it. They need a leader. There we go. Let me open up my random species table. Oh. That's the wrong kind of dice.
It's a beautiful evening here as we get ready to start the race. The drivers are at the line and it looks like we're almost set.
You... Oh, huh. That's really neato. They put... Oh, it's all in alphabetical order. You get a dwarf mutant. Strangely enough, I kind of remember the leader being a dwarf.
Sounds right.
A dwarf samurai. Not here. Reroll. Get your samurai someplace else. A dwarven rogue. Which is to say, a very plain-looking dwarf. He's got the underlost eyes, and he just looks really plain. But anybody with a base perception of 10 or higher can determine, like, oh, yep, there's knives hidden in that coat, there's knives hidden in his boots.
And his coat. And his shirt. And his socks. And his pants.
Well, he's also got like a big like top knot thing in his hair, and the pin holding that in, that's a weapon. That's like a little stiletto. To be frank, at this point, he's lived his life carrying so many knives around with him, he's probably forgotten about all the ones he has on his person. Just like you tell him to turn over all his weapons, and he will legitimately forget some of them. I'm not fooling. I forgot. I'm sorry.
The time he got that big gash in his chest, and he just shoved a little stiletto in there before the healing.
Listen, you never want to be without.
This is a secret tool that we'll use later. So yeah.
Disarm that.
Fucking pickpocket a Briarheart. Do it. Yeah, so that's what he's got going on. And he's like, yeah, sure. This isn't the first miracle that we've invoked. I'll tell my people to get the drums out.
Perfect.
Should we get... It'll take us a couple of days to get ready. So, you know, do whatever you're gonna do. Might be a perfect opportunity to teleport somewhere and deliver an egg.
Oh, you mean this weird round blanket we found?
Correct.
I was about to say, do we do have access to teleport?
We do.
Som has been to many of these places.
Correct.
Yeah. Do we want to ask the people while they're here if they want?
Absolutely.
We,
I just
we did find something in the fortress.
I imagine you found a lot of things.
Meredith
one we
looks
don't know
calm.
what to do with, and he'll take the blanket off the egg.
You found a large dinosaur egg?
It's a dragon egg.
And like his underlost eyes go fucking bananas. Like whatever the underlost equivalent of going wide-eyed is.
The runes start like going around like
They're
a
shuffling.
slot
Like
slot
an
machine.
RGB color shift.
It's like a slot machine. You pull the arm and
Bar, 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 and then fucking teeth come out of his mouth.
it'd be nice if they just started spewing gold pieces.
Sadly, no. Oh. Alright, his name is Chief Mosi Bakari. And he's just like, oh.
We don't have the means to take care of it once it hatches, and it's hatching very soon. We have a couple other places to ask, but while we're here, maybe you have the means or know how to take care of it.
I mean, we've got a knowledge of animal husbandry. I don't know that we've ever dealt with dragons. There might be some old lore. There are some witches we could consort with. Ancient things who have forgotten more wisdom than we'll ever learn. They might know a thing or two, but I would appreciate it. I think we could treat this creature with the love and care that it deserves, and it could help us get back on our feet.
I don't know what the rest of the party thinks about this. Do you think that I would be fine with leaving it with you? But it's not just my decision to make.
I understand.
Meredith is skeptical but is holding her tongue.
You think you'll be here in 200 years?
With its assistance, yes.
Without it?
Well, we survived this. We'll survive whatever comes next.
Out of character, of the four options, it seems like these are the people that need it the most in terms of like helping them like rebuild their society. Like otherwise,
No.
we're just sending it to like Gareth, who's like probably the worst of the options, or like Aziz or the Hive, which have more knowledge probably. But
I mean, I think. I mean, I like giving people choices. And the nice thing about Aziz is it's a school, and they'll probably have more information about what a baby dragon needs. And maybe be better able to deal with what it can do. I mean, even a baby dragon is going to be trouble.
Oh, if you think a child can throw a tantrum, you don't know what dragon tantrums are like.
Wonder, because Cassandra, you said something about that it should be the dragon's choice as much as any of ours.
Yep.
But I wonder if we leave it here in Antwood while it hatches, and then it can make that choice when it's more informed, and then we can inform Antwood about the rest of the choices, like where to send it.
Are you listening in there? Can you knock or claw or something?
There's no response from the egg.
Yeah.
Meredith's going to put her hand on the egg and speak in Draconic. Little one, you're no longer in the fortress. You survived your first test. We're trying to find you a worthy home. Someplace safe.
There is a burbling from within the egg, but otherwise no appreciable response. You would guess that it recognizes the tongue in which you are speaking, but like it can't.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, like it can't talk to you. But it's just like it's like in the same way that like a pet might recognize its name, then the egg recognizes a familiar voice or familiar tongue at least.
That'd be hilarious if the dragon's name ends up being Little One.
Yeah.
And then it gets big. It lives to be an ancient dragon.
What's your name? All worshipful.
Little
worm.
one.
It's like it's imposing in Draconic if you say it the right way, but anyone who knows the language is like, your name is
What?
Little One? And then the dragon is like, smash. You go squish now. I can't let anyone threaten my reputation. And like Mosi makes it clear, he's just like, I mean, obviously the dragon's a living thing. We're not going to keep it here against its will. We're not going to trap it here and be like, no, you cannot leave. Eventually it will grow. It will grow beyond us. But that we are still it's. Oh man, I forget. Dragons aren't very common in this setting. I feel like it's still sensible to understand like how long they live, because like people do know that dragons did exist, but no one's seen any.
Right. So what I imagine is happening is like people think of a dragon and they're like, oh, it's like this fucking 30-story tall fucking lizard that breathes fire and flies around and destroys everything. But the egg is like the size of a fucking like beach ball. So it's like it would take like somewhere in like my mind would be like, oh, so if this thing's gonna get that big, it's gonna take a long ass time to get there, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So it's just okay. So thank you. So they do understand that it will take a while. They don't understand how long it will take. They probably think it'll be like, oh yeah, in 40 years it'll be big. Nope. You bought yourself more than 40 years of prosperity. But just like, yeah, Mosey's just like, this thing will bring us a generation of prosperity. And we will give it a generation of our knowledge. And our love. And gratitude.
I mean, that sounds good to me. We can always come back and visit and check up on it. And I have really no reason to mistrust these people.
So, Selena's definitely going to chime in. Oh fuck! How could I have missed this? This all sounds a little too utilitarian for my liking. I don't like the idea of any child being treated like a resource.
Well, that's the reason why I suggest sending them to school.
And like,
Unlike me to test.
hello.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Unlike me to agree with you, but I think the temple's the best place.
And like Mosey says, I trust your judgment. You've seen more of the world than I have. I know the jungle, and I know how to protect my people, and I know how to lead them. I have only heard Aziz's name whispered in legends and stories from traders who went all the way up to District 2 to peddle their wares.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean to say is there will be no hard feelings from us if you do that. It will just be another opportunity that passed us by.
Oh, guilt. The guilt.
Oh, the guilt! Oh, right in my conscience.
He was like an Italian or Jewish grandmother in another life.
It's fine. You never call. I'll just die. Don't worry about it. I'll just die without having heard from you.
This guilt does not affect Meredith in the slightest. If they're not willing to plead their case, then they don't deserve it.
Ooh. Spoken like a true Hulltite. You about to say this is not a decision that has a right or wrong answer. The 4 options that I have provided you will each leave everything in a vaguely ethical situation. Like none of the choices that you have selected and none of the choices that I have listed will result in any grave injustices being performed. They've all got ups, they've all got downs. Good things will happen, bad things will happen. C'est la vie. That's life, baby.
Huh. Hey. Sam, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
Meredith?
Sure.
Party huddle.
Well, this is just, I mean, I'm not like an expert at commerce or something, but he was just talking about, like, it's a big deal for traders to, like, go to District 2. If we do decide to drop the dragon off there, or you know, one of the other options, and we have to come back here anyway, should we also ask them if they have stuff that they want to trade? If we're looking to do these people a favor, that might do them a bigger favor than the dragon.
One of you can make a wisdom roll. Wisdom or intelligence. A brain power roll.
I have
Okay.
neither of those.
Oof.
14.
14.
And a 15 wisdom.
Hey, there we go. Harlan, you have a fucking little brain blast. The two remaining whiskey-addled brain cells in your skull spark together.
Bounce together.
And they generate the idea. Well, I mean, District 2 just got access to a giant airship that they use to ferry goods around all over the place. You just arrange a visit to the Hell Jungle.
That will probably solve bid too. Yeah, I mean that's a really good idea.
Have I given the Juggernaut a new name?
Dreadnought before. Maybe it's a Juggernaut now.
Yeah, whatever. Juggernaut, Dreadnought, Fear Not. That baby needs a name. They're definitely gonna put a giant name on the nameplate and fucking holographically project that everywhere. Just like, hello, we are the blank. We're from District 2. What's up, bitches?
Wait, nothing that's like that like screams like we're here to fucking destroy you.
No.
I mean, Juggernaut and Dreadnought both sound kind of menacing. What's big but not kind of as menacing?
Not a lot of things.
Yeah, big things tend to be scary.
Hippopotamus.
Have you ever those things are terrifying.
Right. Like, hippos will attack a boat just for fun. Like, they're not hungry. They're just angry. They'll capsize the boat and kill everyone on it. They don't give a shit. Don't shoot. Fucking. Let me bring up my blazing saddles. Don't shoot it. You'll just make it mad. Rhino style. If you shoot a hippopotamus with the wrong kind of bullet, it just fucking bounces off.
Well, they have those layers of blubber too. You need
Correct.
to have a lot of penetration to get through that. Oh. Alright, so basically there's something we can do for these people either way. So, setting up a line of communication. I guess that would be a good thing.
Yes, it will be.
They have named the ship the 2DAS Succor.
Perfect.
You're naming the ship the Sucker.
Yep.
Okay. They're asking for it, I guess.
I mean, if anybody wants to make fun of the ship that suddenly shows up with a bunch of food and support for everyone, they needed a good laugh.
So it sounds like everyone is in agreement that this is not the right place, and we should take the dragon to school. So we'll do that, and then we'll set up a line of trade between District 2 and here with the Succor.
Succor.
I mean, some merchants come here, it's going to be the only time that they've come here in their entire life, and they want to see the whole thing.
I bet there are places in Wind City. Well, District 4 is kind of a shit show right now, but I mean, I bet there are places where, dinosaur meat's fresh dinosaur meat's gonna go for quite a bit.
Just saying. I want some Triceratops. Oh, what was it? Wasn't Darwin part of a weird club that was all about eating everything at least once?
Was he?
I don't remember that.
There was an old club.
Yes,
That-
there still is, I believe, a club of that sort.
Yeah, I don't know if Darwin was a member of it, but I do
I just
remember
think around
hearing
eating
about.
people.
No, it wasn't about people. It's just like about stuff. Just like I want to eat, a vaguely exotic. I want to eat a peacock. Just once. We have a peacock meal. We all try to make it the best we can, and we eat it.
Tell you guys about the elephant bird egg.
Elephant bird egg.
Yeah. JJ had got contacted by someone from the museum in Buffalo, and it was, they had this egg that had been in their collection for like a long time. Moas are extinct. And they had originally thought it was a plaster casting, but then like a curator was starting to suspect it might be real. And so they sent it to JJ, and she did the, X-rays and kind of attribution of it, and determined it was it was an actual moa egg that had ended up in the collection and got miscategorized.
Oh God.
That's so
Incredible.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So if I look for, I can find this little video of her and a bunch of other people on a local news station with this. I don't know if you're aware of how big a moa egg is, but it's like you compare it to an ostrich egg. The ostrich egg looks like a hummingbird egg. They're massive. They're actually probably around the size of this egg.
That's nuts.
That's so cool.
But yeah, in terms of like eating exotic things, I believe that like moa eggs were considered delectable.
This egg is 240 millimeter in length and 178 millimeter in width. The largest found as of 2006. That's a big egg.
Big egg.
Well, I mean, we do still have the communicator to the sucker. We could call them here.
I thought it was just for emergencies.
I didn't say emergencies. The crystal is for emergencies. But that summons our father, so I'd better be actually dying.
You had better be actually fucking dying.
It would allow us to...
Kill all the birds with one stone.
Yes.
We would set up a path of trade between here and District 2, and then we could get to use it to District 2, and I wouldn't have to teleport. Because teleporting away from the Hell Jungle would take me more than one teleport.
Yes. Well, I mean, you just need to teleport there with someone else, yourself, a negotiator, and the egg. And then you can just bring them all back.
Right.
Unless a mishap occurs.
Woo! So big.
Alright, who wants to come with me to the temple?
I'll go.
Yeah, it was kind of nice there.
I can
How many people can you
only-
take?
I think I can only take 3 other people. But
Does the egg count as a people?
No.
no, it would count as just an object.
The egg is an object. It's weird. It's weird. A clump of cells is not technically a human being. Got him!
Got him.
Check, please.
You may bring 1 willing, medium, or smaller creature per 3 caster levels. So me and 3 other people, which is everyone but our NPC party, unless that would help.
No, they're good. Mary and Selena are going to arrange the miracle party.
Perfect.
Well, I guess. Oh, well, Zaji is kind of tethered to me, so I don't think he counts.
No.
Yeah, you can just shove them inside yourself.
Zodger,
One deal.
Zodger is not an independent entity. I don't exist without you, buddy. He says, slowly sapping your life force. Got him!
Yeah, got him! Yes, I can take everyone, actually.
Cool.
So. And then I will have to wait a day and go back, because I only get 1 of these.
Fair enough. It's going to take them a couple days to get ready.
Yep.
So do you all zip to the temple?
Yeah.
Uh. Are you gonna? Is there? Do you need to know? Like, I guess I've probably just seen it casually, reviewed it once.
You would be very familiar with it because you were literally there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But say I rolled
didn't-
your random failure chance and you are on target.
Okay.
So all of y'all jump cut to the temple. You'll just sort of pop into existence outside of it. Nobody seems very concerned.
I imagine this happens a lot by Aziz's temple.
Right. Just people go. Those who can teleport just teleport in there all the time.
Oh, good. Hold on.
Yeah, Slander has frequent flyer miles.
He sometimes just shows up, rummages through the pantries, and leaves.
Some of them
Does
don't
he
even
wander
check into
there?
the library. They just pop into their favorite book section, take a book, and leave.
I could just see Slander sitting in the back of a classroom and heckling the teacher.
They're not even on the fucking attendance list. That she just teleports in and is like, "That's wrong."
Go here.
She doesn't even go.
She doesn't even go here. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm alumni!
What day is it?
In game?
No.
Okay, good. Fucking.
Is this A or B schedule?
Just making a joke at the expense of the elves.
Oh.
Time.
Yes, this is Salandra is still being like a 90
adult.
90 something year old, not quite
Technically an adult.
adult. So
This elf 18-year-old.
Now
child cards.
let me tell you why that's bullshit. Cilantro, go home. You're drunk.
I don't even go here.
Man, I don't even go here.
Who do we talk to for new applicants? New student. Is new student admission. Yeah, I am asking.
You should probably go directly to Aziz with this matter.
Yeah, but this seems like an Aziz thing.
We like go to the like student worker at the desk. We're like, "Hello, we would like to enroll a new student," and they're like, "Okay," and we get the paperwork, and they're like, well, "There's nothing here for dragon." I'm sorry, a what?
And then we just put the egg on the table.
And then
That's right.
and then the admission student just like has a little bell that's like labeled "Do not ring," and she just
This will raise his eyebrows.
and then Aziz shows up and he's like, "What's going on?" And then she just points to the egg and Aziz is like,
Oh, we brought you another student.
"Okay." Oh, okay. All right. Be serious.
Completely.
Yeah.
Deadly.
Okay. I know a thing or two about raising a dragon. It's been a very long time since I've done it.
That's
You
okay. A very long time is better than never before, which is what our
Anybody
other
else?
option was.
I mean, some of the elves might know if they're from before the if they're from before the becoming, but that's you might not want to leave it with them.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they're just as likely to treat it good as to treat it real good and then chop it up for spare parts.
I've had my fill of elves raised by elves. We don't need a dragon raised by elves.
Our reward for raising this dragon for 700 years is to kill it and take all of its pieces.
I
Yes,
think
the long investment of spell components.
Yes.
I think that they'll have a better experience being able to see kind of, this kind of wacky mix of people you have come through this place. I think that will make a much better time.
That makes sense. I'll create a special project, a sudden special project. Like he goes over to it and puts his ear against it. And he's like, "Oh, it's gonna hatch very soon." Okay, all right. All right. I'll set up a special project in our magical animal husbandry unit. I mean, they've got experience raising owl bears. This is gonna be different, but we can make this work. This is going to be different, but
If it's your students, Aziz, I think they can do it.
alrighty then.
We have another matter.
All right.
We'd like to set up a trade route between District 2 and the Hell Jungle. Using our airship, the Succor.
And he looks at you all and he's like, "I think you mean our airship, the Succor."
It's true. Your airship.
Harlan raises a fist. Power to the people.
Power of the people.
Our collective our airship. All of us.
I mean, if it was our airship, it would have a better name. So it's definitely not ours.
And he gestures to himself, Cassandra, and Meredith, and says, "Our airship." But yes, I think I can use a little pull to make that happen. They deserve a good turn.
We were thinking of leaving the dragon with them, but this seemed to give them better options.
I
Them
understand.
better options.
They do the best that they could, but I agree with your decision. He says, naturally, I agree with your decision. But yeah, one good turn deserves another. We'll go do some business down there. Give him a good deal. Give him a good deal. Give him some free stuff. They like shotguns. They like those, right? Everybody loves shotguns.
Everyone loves shotguns.
Get that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons.
Especially demon slaying.
Yeah. You
Oh yeah,
might
but
wanna...
by the way, do you have anything you want to trade this for?
Do you hand him the skull?
No, it's like I mean, we can sell it for gold, but if you have anything cool that you want to give us that you'd want to exchange it for, we'd be probably down for that too if it's cool enough.
I'm sorry, I'm not a bank, nor do I sell magic items. I'd
Oh,
I'd
crap.
gladly accept it as a donation.
We just gave you like I mean it's a person, so.
Careful,
Selena screams 6 districts away in utilitarianism.
I like
So
how
I'm old school D&D from back in the day where the prices for dragon eggs was a common thing, and it's just like no one really mentioned the notion of slavery or anything like that back then. So
Well,
Nope.
it's something really funny has occurred to me throughout because we keep referring to this dragon as a person, but everyone we've spoken to is like, "Oh yeah, we know a thing or two about animal husbandry."
Yep.
We're just like, well, if it's a person, doesn't it?
Yeah, dragons ride that line. Dragons are weird.
I mean, to be fair, people are also animals.
It's true, but like, we don't refer to like raising a person as like people husbandry.
No, but if humans
We fucking oughta. That's awesome.
But if humans raised a dwarf, it would be weird. Like, there's gonna be a lot of cultural problems. Or there's gonna be a lot of species differences.
Yeah, I suppose. I just think it's funny.
Yes,
that it's
it
like,
is.
Oh, it's a person. But we're sending it to the animal husbandry section of our school.
Right.
oh my god, they still have prices for dragon eggs.
Oh god.
Fertilized or unfertilized?
Both.
I was looking for the old school numbers, but
But they still have them.
apparently this is still an ongoing discussion on Reddit. Cost of a Dragon Egg.
Ugh.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's why all that's why all adventurers are actually neutral evil. Like
Yeah, once it's in your Google search history, your alignment shifts. Yeah.
right.
Like the one of the replies to cost of a dragon egg is the lives of everyone within 10 miles, and the entire infrastructure of the surrounding area.
Correct. Yes.
That is the price.
That is the price. That's the price that everyone will eventually pay. Like, one of the characters in Dungeons and Daddies is a paladin, and I'm like, this motherfucker is not lawful good. Like, all he does is lie and extort to get an edge over everyone and everything, and I'm like, this is not lawful good.
This is not even a paladin.
Eh. The game is very loosey-goosey with class. But no, he's not a paladin.
He's just a guy that has armor and heals people.
He doesn't even have armor.
Uh-oh.
But he does heal people. He does heal people and protect his friends. That being said, everyone else is just a resource to be exploited. Give us the shiny, you fuck. But yeah, no, Aziz is just like, I'm not a bank. I can't just like give you something out of the library in exchange for something like that.
I guess we sell it.
By all means. I'm not gonna tell you. Have you ever seen that scene from King of the Hill where Hank Hill has found an ancient Native American artifact and he asks John Redcorn what it is and what it would be worth? That's what's going on here. We got this kick-ass devil skull. How much could I sell it for? Well, selling an invaluable artifact of my people like that, you could probably get somewhere north. You could probably sell it to a museum for somewhere around, $100. You know.
Aziz and
No, he's not literally a devil, but he is devoted to the pursuit of study and knowledge, and the skull would be useful to him. And he's not gonna like, he's not gonna like get mad at you if you don't give him the skull. He's gonna think a little less of you.
like it's not some like ancient artifact. It's a devil skull. Like these things exist in the world. It's not like it's like once. Like it's like an ancient fucking artifact, long lost to time.
There might be 4 of them in the city, and you have number 4.
Okay.
Well, number 1, it's a pit fiend, so it's a CR20 monster. Number 2, to get the skull intact, you would need to it would need to have been summoned to the material plane, or it would need to travel, not summon. It would need to travel to the material plane and get killed, or someone had to go into hell and kill it. Because if it's summoned, it just poofs back to hell when it gets defeated.
Right.
Coincidentally, one of the other pit fiend skulls is in the possession of a dragon. And Aziz just brings up like I can talk to it. It can tell us things. It has a lot of uses. I'm not going to twist your arm or anything. I understand that what you're doing is just, and unfortunately, campaigns and pilgrimages for the greater good aren't generally well funded.
No, they are not. We do need to eat.
You do need to eat. Magic weapons don't grow on trees.
Or the rest of you could just bleed yourselves dry for one.
I don't have enough constitution for that.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the school, and Aziz is like, no, I think it would be improper if I sold the food budget, if I traded the food budget for a devil pit skull. All right, kids, we're gonna have
Trash crab.
Well, right, we're gonna have trash crab, and a lot of you are gonna have to switch to the agricultural department right the fuck now. Get in there.
These adventurers have taken all of our food, and I got this cool skull.
I am turning it into a speaking demon. It will have knowledge for the ages. Don't listen to it when it tells you to do something.
But for the next couple months, we have no food.
For the next couple of months, you're gonna have to kill what you eat.
It sounds like good training.
First edition D&D, all dragons are all evil. I don't.
Oh
think...
no, they had
That makes it okay then.
they had metallic dragons. They even
Okay.
had Bahamut.
Okay, so there were good dragons, but you just enslave the bad ones, and that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah,
Well,
as long as you
technically, the rules don't say anything about only being able to enslave the bad ones.
Oh no, of course not. You can definitely subdue subdue the good ones, but just like
morally, you would be right to subdue the evil ones.
right, it's ethical to enslave a great red dragon. Just as
Always silver, gold, chromatic. Oh, that's titanium. I see. Chromatic and platinum dragons can't be subdued.
wow, weird, huh?
Well, chromatic being literally. She is the only chromatic dragon the way they did it in this.
Hello, everyone. I've subdued Tiamat.
Tiamat,
I am
the dragon queen.
Tiamat. I would like 800 times 500 gold pieces. I would like 400,000 gold pieces for Tiamat, please.
Tiamat's kind of priceless, actually. I don't think I'd sell her.
Okay, so now that we've discussed the non-existent ethics of draconic slavery, what now?
I mean, I guess we can go back.
Well, you're gonna have to wait until tomorrow to teleport. So you have
Yeah.
the rest of the day to hang out in Aziz's temple. You can do anything with that if you want, or nothing.
Someone's gonna make sure the egg gets settled in okay.
Aziz is helping his students recreate a pseudo-authentic black dragon's nest, and he's like, "Oh boy, we're gonna need to make a swamp fast."
We're gonna need some acid.
Yeah, can I... Is it gonna hatch tonight? Or...
No,
Hmm.
almost.
Hmm.
I think at this point it's got 28 hours left.
It would be really cool to see.
We may never see it in our lives. I think we can stick around for it.
Already though.
Well, let's hit the books, I guess.
Good idea, Cass. Stupid books.
Cass says, "I'm gonna hit the books," and Harlan starts drinking.
Tell him start slapping the books.
So yeah, y'all can do whatever you want. If you want to look up a book about a specific topic, if it's not forbidden, hell, at this point, if it is forbidden, you can probably get access to it anyway.
What sort of magical creatures do they have in the husbandry department?
Ooh, there's gonna be a lot of weird things in there. The major one is owl bears.
Hmm. Are they using those for anything specific, or are they just raising them?
Oh wow, the cubs are so cute.
The cubs are indeed cute. Owl bears are good for a lot of things. Oh, okay. When captured by a monster trainer, owl bears grant the trainer access to new spells. Okay. So yeah, owl bears are a group of magical creatures that are able to be tamed. And they're like big bipedal like oxen with hands.
Right.
Like they can understand any command that would be given by any other animal handler. But you have to actually train them like an animal. You can't like druid. You can't just druid an owl bear. It doesn't work because it's a magical beast. And they're good for picking things up, putting things down, and they're great beasts of war. Like, you can absolutely train an owlbear to be a guard, or like a guard dog, and instead of a dog, you get a CR4 motherfucker who will slap a motherfucker to death.
Right.
And they're pretty clever. Not smart. They only have an intelligence score of 2. I'm trying to think of other... Oh, we got wolves. We got a fuck ton of wolves. Who wants a wolf? Because you can train a wolf. They get it. Fucking... Huh. That fire smells pretty good. 3,000 years later. Chihuahua. Or 6,000 years later. Whatever. I don't think you can train big cats very good. Like, you can definitely train
The smaller ones, maybe.
What?
The smaller ones, maybe.
Yeah, because like I feel like if any of y'all seen the movie Roar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's fucked.
Yep. And like those giant cats, they even though they were trained and relatively docile, they do not understand how heavy they are, how big they are, and how fragile their masters are. So they will just like fucking slap you to death, and they won't understand what's happening.
Holy fuck. I've never heard of this movie, but I just looked it up. Numbers vary wildly on how many people were harmed during the making of Roar, but they range from 70 to 100.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know what? Even though the movie's over, it still is fucking crazy. Bleh. I'm trying to think of other beasts that you can like tame. That you would find in a weird desert.
Scorpions?
I
What?
don't think scorpions are smart enough to train.
Nope, you can't train a scorpion. Fucking, are you familiar with the tale of the scorpion and frog? Scorpion and the frog?
You can't change his
Yes.
nature.
You can't. Nope. But now we're both going to die. And the scorpion said, "Lol, Lamau." Yeah.
There's all sorts of cool stuff. There's, you know, like kangaroo rats and roadrunners for like smaller creatures. Hares live in deserts.
I'm about to say we got rabbits.
Well, if I remember correctly, there were dire wolves that lived right outside of Ziz's temple in that
Yup.
canyon.
Yep, and that's
I remember them vividly.
Dire wolves would be kind of cool to train.
so. You can definitely train a dire wolf. It's just important that you raise them from a pup, you know. Like, yeah, like mushing wolves. Like it's just an 800-pound dog. And unlike the giant cats, you can teach it that it will kill people if it hits them too hard. They get it, and because a dire wolf is an animal, you can druid it.
That was something I always liked about my dog. Is like if he played too rough, I would just be able to be like, "Ow," and he would understand. He'd get it.
Yeah, I
Be
don't.
like, "Oh, that's a pain noise."
I don't know why dogs get that and cats don't, but that's definitely a thing. If you're playing with a cat and you're like, "Ow, please stop," the cat's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm gonna bite your arm until you get it away from me." Whereas
I mean, you can
I've
train a
seen-
cat to understand ow means stop.
I've yet to see it.
I've seen big cats, on, very well trained actually. I mean, like, there's a Renaissance fair near where I live called King Richard's Fair, and they typically have people coming in with leopards, tigers, even a liger, and they're very mellow. I mean, maybe they drug them, but they seem pretty alert. And they have them on these little chain leashes that they can just snap like twine, and there are lots of little kids there. So I mean, tasty snacks. So, have you ever seen a
Yeah,
liger?
it's not easy to train a cat, but it can be done.
Yeah.
I have seen a liger. They're stupid big.
Yeah, the liger there was bottle raised, and so even fully grown, it still likes drinking milk from a bottle, which is adorable, except for the fact that it's 10 feet tall. And the trainer could ride it out on stage.
Ooh, there are definitely gonna be some lizards here. Lizards love the desert. So yeah, there's also some lizards of unusual size.
Excellent. Have you seen the dog-sized iguanas that like play fetch and shit?
That's exactly what I was thinking
Yeah.
of, like a dog-sized iguana, sort of like creatures.
Is this a real thing?
Yeah, they're like, I think they're called tengus or something. They're like they're reptile dogs. They're literally trainable lizards.
They're big too.
Or I don't know how to say it. It's not like tengu.
No, they're tegus.
Tegu, yeah.
The A or E?
Tegu.
Yeah. They're from South America, I think.
Oh, look, like monitors. Fat monitors.
Yeah, they're just fat lizard dogs.
I'm about to say I found a video of it playing fetch, and it's just the thing they do.
And as far as like reptiles go, they're actually pretty affectionate.
Well, I just can't get any fucking traction on the ground.
Correct. It just can't. Lizard paws on linoleum. A match made in hell.
There's one next to a dog.
So, it is in fact a dog-sized lizard. You're gonna find some of those in here. Who wants a tengu?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
So that's what they got. That's what they got in the animal husbandry class. Any other questions?
No, none, sir.
Cass, you had a pursuit for forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about the Feywild and the and the queen that we met there.
Oh
So,
man. So you learn a thing or two about the Feywild. The Feywild's some bonkers shit, man. It's kind of where elves and gnomes are from. Elves definitely came from the Feywild. Something about them made them too terrestrial to exist in the Feywild, and then they just migrated to the material plane. Gnomes go where they please. So gnomes ended up in the Feywild, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna leave. We're going to the prime material plane. Bye." The Feywild has so the Feywild is split into courts, and these courts match to wild places. As the wild places on the material plane are destroyed, the Feywild itself shrinks. These courts are generally led by a sort of prime elemental Fey, either a king or a queen. And
Gotcha.
then there's a reciprocal relationship between what's going on in the prime material and what's going on in the Feywild.
Oh,
So like,
so they have a vested interest in the wilds, staying the wilds.
correct. And like the noble, the king or queen or non-binary leader of this court will reflect in some way their domain as a living embodiment of it. Yes. And as such, as the queen of the fairy domain related to the wilds, the queen is vast and beautiful. And in some places in the wilds themselves, the Feywild overlays onto the prime material plane, which is something that can just happen if the circumstances are right. That's how lesser Fey beings just sort of show up.
This all makes kind of sense. Okay, it's gonna keep Cass occupied for a while.
Hey kid, I'm a fairy. Let me in.
Anyone else got any questions or studies?
Yes. Is there a group at the school that can help me send some magical communication?
They absolutely can. Welcome to the Clacks department.
Excellent. Yeah, let me bring up my my list of followers, because I have that now. I need to send a message to the guy I have in Oasis that was asking to keep track of the movement of Gareth's spy network there.
Right.
I want a report from him, and I want to tell him to go to Wind City to meet up with the Hextor cleric that I set up there.
Oh, that poor guy. You're gonna need to give them a name, and that means they're gonna need a name unless you have a piece of him.
Yeah, Maladurk.
Okay. I know that you're devoted to secrecy, and someone out there is definitely not above torturing these kids to find a name about who's working for you. I don't know who that person is, and I don't know if they'll ever get here, but if it ever comes to that, if I'm ever like, oh no.
Well, that's a risk Meredith's going to take because she assumes that if someone is busting into Aziz's temple, there are already big problems that we're dealing with.
You've made a fair point.
What is it that they say in the X-Men movie of like, if someone comes to Xavier's school for gifted youngsters looking for trouble, I wish them luck.
Right, just you picked the wrong fucking house.
I feel like if they go to that school looking for trouble, they're gonna fucking find it.
Exactly.
Fucking.
Yeah, you better have a plan if you're assaulting a mage fortress.
I'm just saying, like, it's graduation day. All the kids know magic missile. Don't.
We know how that ends.
We all know the story.
Just 100 guaranteed damage.
At
or like
least
even
100
more
damage. You better fucking. You're gonna need some friends. You're gonna need some friends and a lot of people who don't know they're all about to die. But yeah, all right, fair point. So yeah, you send a message to that guy, and you get a message back that's just like order received.
Good. I like to not leave loose ends. Now he'll have something to do.
Right, he has been like investigating the
He's just
spy
been chilling.
Well, he's been investigating the spy network because you never told him to stop, and he doesn't know that you're working with Gareth.
Yeah. So I wanted to fix that.
Okay, yeah, good. So like he's like you get a message just like, do you want my report on Gareth's organization?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
I do still want to know what my father's been up to.
fair enough.
I think I actually trust that guy.
You get a report that mostly confirms what you already know. But mostly what he has to say about the things he knows that he doesn't know is your father's agents go into the underground.
Okay.
And he's sorry, but you don't pay him enough to go down there.
No, I wouldn't want you to.
You know what? No, he's not defiant enough to phrase it that way. He's just like, I considered it a waste of my talents and my life to go down there alone. And I don't
That
have
would waste your life.
I don't have the resources to recruit a crew to survive going down there. Because there's wacky shit down there.
Unnecessary. That's a problem for me.
Right. If he could have hired like a little adventuring party, he'd have gone down there himself. But that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a guy who's good at keeping his head down and being unassuming,
Yeah, no, the time will come for Maladurk to gain class levels in something that's actually useful other than guard.
Right. Is he a guard? I don't even remember what he was.
He was one of the guards at the Thief Fortress.
At Tori's Fortress.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And
He was-
yes, right. He surrendered, and you were like, "You work for me now," and he's like, "I work for you now." And you were
I
like,
think he said he was a curator.
Oh yeah, I thought.
So,
I also got confused because I thought Maladurk was the guy you got at the party.
Nope, that guy is Harish.
yeah, Maladurk's class levels are in Thug. Like, he's good at breaking knees. That's what he's good at. So this has been sort of a step outside of his comfort zone, but not something he's bad at. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's me. That's that
Yeah.
taken care of.
And Harlan, you got anything going on?
Nope, he's just hanging out with the dragons, helping them with or helping them with the habitat of, like, the heavy lifting of, hey, we need these magical components over here. Alright, got it.
I know most of those words.
They point, he nods, he picks it up, he puts it down.
Sounds good. Alrighty then. And you all go to the guest dorms and take a sleep. And I'm assuming that you wake up, eat breakfast, and fucking wait for the dragon to hatch.
Uh-huh.
They've built an observation zone. It's like a one-way mirror sort of thing. So you can watch, but you don't get to be close.
That's okay.
But yeah, no, like there comes a point where just like a little chip of the shell breaks off,
Oh.
and fucking Aziz is like, places, everyone, places.
Baby.
Isn't there anyone going to be in there when they hatch?
Yeah, Aziz is there, and so are some students. Ah. I think the only thing that will... so, like, number one, dragons can breathe underwater. Black dragons. I can breathe underwater, number one. Number two, it's immune to acid, paralysis, and sleep. It breathes acid. And the only thing that the only natural, innate black dragon tendency it has is that it's going to prefer to hoard things that don't rot or decay. Things that
Makes sense.
things that would be susceptible. That's its species memory. Like, I don't want a painting. A painting might go wrong in my swamp fortress. Sir, you live in a desert. I still don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't like that.
It's not worth anything to me.
I don't
I
want
want non-perishables only.
exactly.
Gold is always going to be the preference because it doesn't tarnish.
Gold's always in season. But yes, exactly. Just fucking little creature poking its head out.
Oh, they're really cute when they're little.
Oh goodness!
Oh my god. Oh,
Accurate.
get that frog. Get that frog, boy.
Accurate.
Get him.
Oh my god.
Correct.
No.
And just like he just looks around and he's just like, he's just like, where is, where is Mama?
Oh, he misses his mama.
And they're like, Annie, and like there are a bunch of students all lined up, and Aziz is just like, whichever one you want.
Oh.
And the dragon like looks at its paws and looks at them, and he's like, none of them look like me. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. And he's just like, okay. And he points to a, oh god. Oh, that's a high number. We might end up with a weird species combination. Oh, things are gonna get weird.
I'm just saying, if there's a kobold's going to be it.
Nope. He points to a half-orc.
Nice.
He points to a half-orc dude who's just like some sort of wackadoo half-orc District 2 druid. And he's just like, that's Mama. And he's like, I'm your mother. I'm your mama. I'll do everything I
Imagine-
can to help you.
Imagine gray, like a half orc has like grayish skin, like either like pale green or like kind of gray. So it's like probably pretty close to what the fuck his scales look like.
Right. That sounds like a decent enough, as good a reason as any. And the
Right.
dragon is just like hungry. And the half orc is like, you got it.
Dragon's a lot of responsibility.
Dragons have a lot of responsibility.
Gotta promise to take it for walks every day and clean up after its.
After its messes and such. And this and like the half orc comes in with like a covered bowl filled with crickets, like a steak and and a frog, and he's just like, which one do you want? And he's just like,
All of them.
It's a growing boy.
Growing boy.
Yeah.
Baby.
and the half orc is like, you can't have all of them. Your tummy isn't big enough for all of them. You can only pick one. Now you can have others later. And it's like,
I don't understand this later.
right? It's just like, I want frog. And he's like, okay. And he just like takes the lid off the frog bowl, and the dragon is like looks at it like a cat, just like, oh. You
The pupils get wide.
right, like it's like, oh, I get to chase you around. And he definitely chased around this frog.
Have you seen there's like true facts about chameleon, and they describe the way when the chameleon finds its prey, both of its eyes just, because you know how they go everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it spots its prey, both eyes are on target, and it's just like, you are about to die, right about now.
It knows what it wants.
Yep,
Their
perception.
tongue strikes are like bizarrely fast too. That's the other thing. So it's like when they get something, it's just boom. There's almost no, at like 1/50th of a second or something.
Yeah, it's real fast.
It's like Pragmantis strike fast.
To save this game.
Oh, I'm
Where did you
saving
find
that.
that one? Oh my god.
Just in Discord. Good. We made the right choice.
They will do their best to raise this dragon.
Well, I mean that's kind of a once in a lifetime type thing. We saw a dragon getting born.
Yeah, no one's done that in a long time.
Yeah, it's like once in an elf's lifetime, I guess.
That's incredible.
They're taking such good care of him. We made the right choice.
We did.
Well, no rest for the wicked.
Is it time to teleport back?
It is, I think.
Bop!
I think we skipped all the hard work, so
Yeah, we don't. Should be ready for a miracle when we get back.
Yeah.
True.
I'm ready for a miracle!
I've
Ready
got to
as I
say,
can be.
I didn't love all of the legwork and when we set up the last one, so this is good.
Oh, you had fun.
Party
Maybe
was
it
It
worth
was
it.
kind of fun, Cass.
Parties is so much work.
Spoken like a
But
day
people are
tripper.
going to be talking about that one for centuries.
And those musicians are set for life, I think.
Probably, yeah.
What awaits us when we get back to Antwood?
Yeah.
A fucking pilgrimage in the making. We got all
Like, there's
kinds
a lot
of
of-
mutants, and they all like a lot of them got packs, and they got tents, and a lot of them have drums. Oh boy, I hope you like drums.
I do like drums.
I sure do.
There's gonna be an entire fucking drum line escorting you to the frozen fortress. Jumanji, Jumanji, Jumanji. And like, they abandon the town. They leave no one behind. They've taken everything with them. The walls will hold, or they won't.
After all, the walls aren't the strength of the town.
Nope. About to say, we're about to go do something way more important than have a town. Like, if they all went out to the ice fortress and died to destroy it, fair deal, we win, game over. Fuck you.
Yeah.
If there are any remaining demons or devils wandering around the jungle, and they had word that we're planning on doing this, we're kind of sealing the gate back for them. Would they be willing to stop us?
I'd love to
Okay.
see them try.
Well, yeah, but we should be prepared if that's going to be an issue.
Highland spins his gun and goes, "They're in our territory now."
We'll escort the villagers.
I'll escort the villagers. You do not get accosted. I'll be right back. I'm gonna piss, and then I will describe a miracle in the making.
Fantastic.
Good luck.
Cass kind of wants a pet Utah raptor.
She wants what?
A pet Utah raptor.
Yeah.
Take some levels in Ranger, coward.
Mm. We're not going to get many more levels.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I am.
Is there any cat in the whole wide world that has a prettier face than a clouded leopard?
Snow leopard.
Oh, good option.
Mm. I'm just
Before we
partially-
get back into
I'm
it, I have
partially black
exciting news.
Yeah.
The super old Galapagos tortoise named Jonathan. Today is his 190th birthday.
Oh,
Holy
congratulations, Jonathan.
Happy
Wow.
birthday, Jonathan.
Are you ready for a miracle?
As ready as I can be.
Are you ready for a miracle?
Spirit set you free.
So like these 500 mutants, you know, they're playing their drums, they're saying their prayers, they're speaking in tongues, they are in it.
They are ready for a miracle.
Like these people have so much greater a spiritual understanding than the elves that you were dealing with before. Like the elves as creatures of industry, as they have become, they've lost that spiritualist side of them. You got to get them all drugged up and you need to get them all drugged up and help them open their minds in order to accept these miraculous things into their hearts. They know so much about magic that it's become systematized. They've been robbed. Their magic has been robbed of all of its magic. These people, on the other hand, just because of like how they live their lives, they're well acquainted with mystical ideas, and they're doing whatever feels right. And like, oh, we need a priest. Need a priest. What do we got? What kind of mutant do we got today?
Mutant du jour.
We have got a half-elf mutant. Oh god, okay, this is bonkers. So we've got a half-elf mutant with no hands, and he's got a thing, and he's got some of the salt in it. They've like attached. He's got like prosthetic hands, and one of them has like a chunk of the pure salt in it.
Cool.
And he reaches it up to his mouth, and he takes a big old bite out of it.
Whoa.
And he, asks for one of Mary's hands and spits the salt on one of her hands, and then takes another bite and spits the salt on the other hand.
Gross.
Right, like I cannot properly express how painful that is to watch, because you know what it's like to drink minuscule amounts of it in water. You cannot imagine biting a chunk of it. This man's teeth must be so clean. Allow not a microbe to live. Her only remark is, "It burns." And his only remark back is, "It's supposed to." And he points to the keep and says, "Pick your spot. Choose wisely. You only get one point. You only get one punch." And she God.
Selena, are we broadcasting this? You doing the water thing again?
Nope, this one's just for us. What? How long do you think it would take to walk around the entirety of like a castle?
Like, this place seems pretty vertically sprawling.
Fair enough.
So maybe like
Like-
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she spends 2 hours patrolling the outside of the fortress. And like the drumming don't stop. People are fucking people are sweating bullets from chanting. Like, it's not just the jungle air, because it's still cold. It's fucking just like, I don't know. You ever seen musicians at a concert? They fucking sweat bullets because it's hard.
It's hard work.
It's hard work. It's hard work jamming. And they keep it up. They keep it going. And she picks her point. And rolls back her arm. And then brings it forward. And then brings it even closer. And then she just brings her fingers against the fortress wall. and just 1-inch punches it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And a little crack starts. And it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps spreading out. A lattice of spider webs all the way around the fortress, made of these little cracks in the ice. And then eventually the whole thing just starts collapsing in on itself, like a controlled demolition. The outer walls fall in, they smash into the central supports of the inner fortress, and then everything just sort of collapses in on itself, sending out a wave of frost and chill air over everyone. And then Mary collapses and has a seizure.
Oh no!
Somebody give me a heal check.
Yes.
You got it.
Sometimes you roll well.
Nothing. An 8.
An 8. Oh no.
Yeah.
Let me.
When she's spasming, I should turn her on her back, on her belly, and let her lie on her belly like a fish flopping.
Brilliant idea. Genius.
I have exactly 1 score in this, so.
I have no points in heal.
Meredith?
Yeah.
You fucking pull through on this one. The Black Hand had a soothsayer who would frequently have seizures. And you actually know what to do. There's not actually much you need to do. It's scarier than it looks.
Mostly it's keeping everyone else back.
Yep. And you're really good at that. Give me a delicious intimidation score.
Absolutely. I rolled a 10, so that's a 25.
Woo! Everybody rushes forward, and you're just like, stop. Back.
Leave her be.
The only thing you could potentially do to help is to roll her on her side.
Yep.
That's the only thing.
I will ask Cass and Psalm to help me do that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Just don't want her to swallow her tongue.
That's a myth. That can't happen.
I think the only thing you need to do is make sure that they can't hurt themselves while they're having a seizure.
Right, so
essentially.
that's why you need to move people and shit out of the way.
Right.
Because like if you leave, like they will bump into things and they're gonna bump into it really fucking hard. My dad used to go to elementary school with a student who had seizures, and when that happened, the protocol was like stay away and move all the desks away from him, because if he slams his head into one of the like support poles of the desk, he's gonna fucking crack his skull right open, bleed all over the damn place.
Does it pass?
It does. Yeah, the seizure doesn't last longer than 5 minutes, so she's not dying. And that's another thing. That's another thing you know. If your seizure lasts longer than 5 minutes, please consult your doctor.
Consult the nearest cleric.
And she's just lying there with fucking blood streaming out of her nose, and she's just like, "Oh, this is bad. I don't feel so good."
And Meredith is going to lay a cool, gauntleted hand on her forehead.
I made a mistake. This was all such a giant mistake. I shouldn't have done this.
You did what you had to do, and you did it well.
No. You don't understand. I'm fucked. We're all fucked.
Mary, no. You've done everything right.
I know. And it all ends horribly anyway. Everything ends horribly.
Rest.
I don't know if I can. And she just starts fucking weeping.
Meredith will hold her.
You successfully love bomb the shit out of this weeping tiefling. It has no visible effect.
No, of course not. But maybe the smallest tether to not being alone can mean something.
Maybe it's unclear. That's Jesus. And like all of the people of Antwoord are like, oh jeez, what the fuck? Did we?
Harlan just starts kind of gathering them away and goes, "This happened last time too. It's a big emotional burst.
Give me a
Let's just give it some air. Keep moving."
Give me a delicious bluff roll. You're gonna get an invisible bonus on this one because it's a convincing lie and it's a lie they want to believe.
Let's see here. 21?
21. So you get an invisible plus 10 bonus on top of that, so a 31. So they're all very convinced. They're just like, okay, all right, we were just worried, you see how it looks, and just like, oh.
Absolutely.
And they're just like, they all file out, and they're all feeling a little more conflicted about what they've just done. At this point, Mary is so inconsolable she can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do with her? I don't think she can walk right now.
Yeah, let's post up here.
I can have Zaldru carry her somewhere.
Definitely, you can
If
turn
she'll allow
Zaldru
me.
into a reptilian stretcher.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Let's find a place away from here, away from people, where we can rest and she can talk.
You know what? I think you you hit something. It struck a chord. It's a good chord, and she just blubbers. I think I like that. And she's just fucking. She cries for hours. I don't know how long it takes, or I don't know when you set up camp, but she is going to weep for hours.
While we're doing little more than, I don't know, cooking a meal over the fire, Meredith definitely wants to talk to Harlan. You used to follow Marduk.
Yeah, I never saw this.
Yeah, you
Even
point
the
to
radio.
Harlan, you point to her, and you say, "You need to fix this."
I don't say you need to.
No,
You don't need to fix this. It's not accusatory. Meredith is just kind of shocked. What do you think she could have possibly tapped into that would cause this?
I mean, Marduk's a lot of things, but he was never passionate. He was cold, not in a bad way, just like a still pond. And that was the opposite. I think something's really wrong. I don't know if she overdid it, if she reached too far, but whatever that was, it wasn't Marduk.
I have a bad feeling.
Me too.
For the first time since we started this.
I mean, even when we started, Mary was never perfect, but I never felt like she might not be the one.
until now.
And now we'll keep an eye on her. But keep an eye on Selena, too.
What's Selena's reaction to all this?
She's thinking.
Meredith will go up to her then next and say, the nosebleed reminds me of when you were sifting around in my head.
Think something's sifting around in hers.
Maybe. Do you think that's possible? Something, gazed back, so to speak?
I think you're onto something here. I don't think it's something evil. I don't think it's something controlling her. I think it's something big. She said, the last thing she said before she ended up like this was, it all ends in tragedy. Everything ends in tragedy.
So she got some sort of vision.
I mean, she
In the
might still
eyes.
be having it.
Do we have any way of looking inside her head? See if we can see what she's saying?
I could do
I
that.
mean,
I've got the good old telepathic bond. I can adapt that.
I don't want the same thing to happen to you.
She just like waves a hand like, "Ah, fine."
well, don't. If you can avoid putting it in your own head, maybe put it on a surface instead, so it's not so intimate.
No, it
The
requires
vision in your head.
mind-to-mind contact.
So filter it.
Okay, that might be
Or-
a distinct
or-
possibility.
Or share it. Let us carry some of the load.
Okay, fair enough.
Can you network us in?
I definitely can. Okay. I'll just negate the polarity of the neutron flow. Anybody who wants to go on this wacky ride with me is welcome to do so, but if this is what's happening to her, I don't know what's going to happen to anybody who comes along.
That seems fair, but we'd be terrible saints if we were going to leave her alone.
Yeah.
All right. Who's in?
I'm
I'll
in.
do
I'm
it.
in.
All right. Alrighty then. Let's see what happens. Oh Lord, this is not what I was expecting y'all to do.
You weren't expecting us to be altruistic after all this adventuring we've done together?
Not this altruistic.
Won't you spare me over another year?
Ooh. Okay. Alrighty then. Oh God. Everybody, give me a will save. The only thing that's going to protect you from this reel-to-reel contact is a will save. The fact that y'all are going in together might mitigate the effect a little bit. Maybe not.
Is there a bonus to like share it versus with Zaju too, or no?
Oh yeah, you can you can use the higher of the save between the two of you, but he's
Okay.
not going to see anything that you don't.
Okay.
Can I, because it enhances my willpower, can I actually enter blood rage for this, or is it too cerebral?
You absolutely can. Blood rage might actually help in a way that you don't understand.
All right, I'm gonna call upon the power of my blood. Let it start to boil, and see if I can use it to kind of be a bulwark for everyone else.
Give me a delicious raw constitution check. The issue is like there isn't a threat that you understand, and you're not in a fight.
Okay.
Calling on the blood rage is just slightly difficult.
18 on my constitutional.
You're good.
All right.
There's no threat here, but the fact that she's reacting like this must mean there is a threat.
There's a threat somewhere in there. All right, so that gives me another +2.
That's pretty good. Overall, y'all averaged, above a 20. This will... It's not going to mitigate the circumstances, but it's going to mitigate the damage. You all see before you everything. From beginning to end. Everything. In a single canvas, so impossibly large, your mind can barely wrap around it. And as you're witnessing everything, you can look at anything you want. Your save determines how well... You can ask me anything. Anything that has happened or will ever happen. And I will give you an honest answer. Your roll determines how much or how little it will hurt. Everything, everywhere, all at once. It's too much.
I love Michelle Yeoh.
Such a good movie.
I still haven't seen it. I should do that.
My thoughts immediately go to District 4.
District 4, what do you want to know?
What is Niamisa doing right now?
She's reading a book.
I don't think I can control how far ahead I jump in my watching of the Black Hand, but
it's everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
But that was your one question.
Yep.
You may linger here if you wish.
No, I linger.
All right, everybody else gets one question. She's just reading a book.
Cass's question is, what did Mary see that broke her?
Oh God, Cass, you asked the wrong fucking question. Like every tragedy that's ever occurred,
Or that will occur.
or that ever will occur. Planets destroyed, worlds rendered unto dust, family lines ended, infants dead in their cribs, just every awful, terrible thing that will ever happen. A tidal wave of pain and misery.
As
Suns
Far-
snuffed out the heat death of the universe.
just nature.
Oh, you get fucking destroyed.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Cass, you have feelings. And human tragedy creates human responses.
Well, the nice thing about being in a blood rage is that my feelings tend to be fairly psychotic.
True. True. You withstand the misery longer than you might expect, but eventually your rage runs thin. And it all hits you like a bad come down.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you recede. But you understand exactly what it is that broke her. The longer you linger, the more questions you get to ask, but there are consequences. Cass, congratulations, you have depression. Not literally, but like, it's gonna last for a little while. But Sam and Harlan, you all each get one question so far.
You go for it, Sam.
What happens directly after Mary sits on the throne?
She disappears.
Ooh.
And to the rest of the world? Nothing
Nothing.
changes?
Harlan, you get one question.
Harlan asks to see all of the heroes.
All of the heroes?
Every person that has ever done a heroic action in all of the past, present, and future of Septemport.
Oh, you get a lot. You get a whole lot of love.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that love gets tinged with melancholy. A lot of heroes are heroes because they die.
A lot of heroes that are heroes because they're standing between the lion and the crib.
Exactly.
The heroes don't always win.
Nope.
But they always stand up.
That's true. All right. So Cass has been ejected. But so I assume the three of you wish to linger.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do it this way. Cass, you have been tinged with melancholy. You have 4 points of melancholy.
Hey,
I don't know where you put that. Just put that somewhere. You will get a -4 sadness penalty on all things that apply. That being said, while you're blood raging, you can push the melancholy away. But if you're not blood raging, it's just seeped into you. It's a part of your fucking limbic system now. You cannot escape the sadness. The sadness of the eternity of tragedies that will befall our universe before its expiry. That being said, Sam, Harlan, and Meredith each get 1 point of melancholy.
Alright.
Even as you try to avoid such absolutely negative topics, they seep in. The human brain is hardwired to latch on to negative things as an avoid this reflex. It's so much easier for us to pick up on negative information than positive information. And you can try to keep it positive, but you're looking at everything everywhere all at once. And when you're doing that, there's just the positive beats are small and subdued, and they all add up to a part of a greater whole, but you can't see the greater whole all at once. If you focus on little parts, you're far more likely to find tragedy in those little parts than anything good. Things collapse far quicker than they build. And as you're scanning everything everywhere all at once, you catch sight of awful shit. And they jump out at you. So you all get another question. And of course you can choose to withdraw. The melancholy will only get worse.
Can we talk to each other in this?
No.
No.
You're everything everywhere all at once. You can't. In order to do that, you would have to spend your time finding... You would have to spend your time finding now and then communicating with whoever is at now.
Hilariously, that is actually the plot of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Spaceballs style. Where are we now in the movie? We're at now, sir. What? We're at now.
I thought we were then.
You just missed it.
When?
Just now. But it's possible to try to communicate with someone if you go to quote-unquote now.
But that's like your question. Right. So
Right.
that would use up like your...
You'll be spending
turn,
your
so to
instance of
speak.
traveling in here and suffering melancholy to communicate with someone.
Harlan's
And-
going to look for the throne.
You look for the throne. Which throne?
The empty throne.
There are 3 empty thrones.
Oh, I thought it was just that there were 3 potential locations for them.
Oh no, each of them is a valid empty... You know what? That's what you see. You see each of them. One of which, atop the peak, at the circle, there's an empty chair. The council has sort of fallen into disrepair, but its function still exists and can still be used if necessary. But what's that holiday where you leave an empty chair for fuck.
Is that Passover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you leave?
Passover that you leave a chair for Elijah.
You leave a chair for Elijah. Right. There's a chair there for Marduk. And then there is another one. There's another one around which the Hell God coils.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is underneath District 4, where the wish granting machine used to be, where the the creator sat in his lazy boy and took a giant nap. And each of them is like suitably impressive and incomprehensible, like incomprehensible clockworks.
And do they have unique feelings to them?
No. They give off the same vibe, but they are each all unique in design and construction.
Cool.
Each of them would serve as well as any other. It's just a matter
Perfect.
of what you want to do in order to reach them. And you gain another point of melancholy. Alright, Sam and Meredith, you each get another question.
Do you want to go or shall I?
You can go.
When Mary takes the throne, what happens to Selena?
What happens to Selena? Oh, okay. This is where I have to ask y'all a question.
Okay.
There's always been a possibility to put 2 butts on the throne. Are you going to put 2 butts on the throne?
Meredith is
No.
not blind,
Okay. So we've got
so that's not the thread she's going to follow.
we've got 1 no, we've got 1 unaligned.
I would just make the same choice everyone else would. Like,
Okay.
I would go with the majority, so unaligned, I guess.
Alrighty then. Selena becomes an advisor to the throne.
Does she seem content with that?
Yes. Twin goddesses. Twin goddesses of
Justice?
of justice, foresight, and reason. Justice, foresight, and dispassion. Because it's not reason, it's dispassion. Dispassion can often lead to reason, but it can just as often lead to something else. Garbage in, garbage out, and all that.
Speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
Dumb thing goes in, dumb thing comes out. Tom, you have another question, unless you wish to retreat from everything everywhere all at once.
No,
And when you see it, Meredith, you're relieved. Because you understand this is going to happen. In your mind's eye, you have already succeeded. It is only a matter now of playing out the motions.
It's a comfort.
It is a little comforting. But at the same time, it comes crashing down on you that you never really had a choice. You're only going through the motions.
I do hate that.
Everything happens, and everything already has happened. Choice is an illusion, created between those who can see these eventualities and those who cannot. And as such, you gain another point of melancholy, so you're up to 2 melancholy.
Yep.
Sam, you have a question.
yeah. Earlier, when Zaju said that he was taking my life force, he said that I could break that pact when this was all done if I wanted to.
Yes.
What happens if I do that?
Empowered such as he has been, he becomes powerful enough to be able to avoid the machinations of his mother. And at the same time, once this is all over, there is no reason for her to chase him any longer. At
So
that
he'll
point,
be-
the juice becomes so much less worth than the squeeze. But at the same time, you will no longer be able to acquire his assistance.
Right.
You'll just be Psalm. You won't be a summoner anymore. You'll be a level 11 nothing. Well, you'll still be a summoner, but you'll have no Eidolon.
Right.
But the thought does cross your mind that you will become a level 11 nothing, and as such your melancholy increases to 2. Do you all remain, or do you choose to leave everything everywhere all at once?
Arlen pulls out.
Harlan, pull that fucking ripcord, baby. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Harlan
Pull him a
pulls-
parachute! Harlan's already inclined to melancholy. He doesn't need more.
Oh, man was not meant for such a sight.
No,
But-
I have one more question.
Does Psalm remain?
I'll remain, yeah, I think.
Alrighty, then Psalm remains, Meredith remains. Meredith, you have one more question. You say you have one more question. Let's see
I
if
do.
this answer begets more questions.
What becomes of the schism of faith Neomisa is causing?
Ooh.
It turns into a war. The blood of Hultites will flow in the streets of District 4 for decades. And all of it strikes you as such a profound waste. If only you would just listen to us, each side says, with a blade at each other's throats. And you gain another point of melancholy. Psalm! You have another question.
Yeah, I'm curious about the extent of Connor's plans. What's next for him? Does he interfere with us any further or anything like that?
He rebuilds.
Does he rebuild stronger or weaker?
Oh,
or...
he only rebuilds stronger. Every flaw in his machinations only reveals more ways to cover that flaw. As he would say, you can only destroy, I can always rebuild. You consider that idea, that if you only spend your time destroying, you will always fall prey to those who are better at rebuilding, and you gain a point of melancholy. Anybody have any more questions?
I fold.
You fold.
Yeah.
Meredith,
I'm good.
y'all pour the fucking ripcord out of everything everywhere all at once.
Has Meredith even gotten her constitution back?
Nope.
Don't fuck.
I'm still
No,
missing
no.
3 points of constitution.
Did you account for the 3 days we camped
Yes.
in between the fortress
Yeah,
and the...
I did. I was
Okay,
missing 6
okay.
at that point.
And then the...
How many days did it take to get to the...
Oh yeah,
Well,
so it was.
because we teleported... Because then we spent 2 days of disease.
Well, you spent.
and
So
then-
it's been 7 days.
Okay.
So I think you
Okay.
got it all back. But even
But then
so,
Because then we teleported back to the town and then walked back to the ice fortress, right?
right, yeah.
Or did we...
Well,
Yeah,
no, so it's 3 days to town, 1 day at Aziz's, 3 days back to the fortress, and then you've pitched camp, so it's been 7 days.
My con's back, thank you.
You're welcome. Not that it will protect you. It might protect you from the acute dehydration from how much Meredith cries. Or however you want Meredith to respond to being overwhelmed by emotional trauma.
Just out of curiosity, what do these points of melancholy mean from a mechanics point of view?
It's like a -3 to life. Like it's not a negative level. It doesn't decrease your hit points, but it decreases everything else.
At certain points, Vernon's gonna hit us with it, and it's gonna like give us -3 to life. Essentially.
Is it constant though? I
It's-
mean,
So like anything that you do that can calm emotions or overwhelm other emotions can push the melancholy aside. But without those effects, like I'm talking a -3 on skill checks, attack rolls, damage rolls, ability checks, and saves, because what the fuck is the point?
that's pretty bad.
Zodgius shares this with me, right?
Yes. Like you have gained however many points worth of give up. This was all a mistake. And yet, the most tragic thing that strikes you is that nothing was a mistake because you never had a choice in the first place. Everything's already been written.
What was...
You could have seen this coming. You could have. And you couldn't. You didn't.
Well, what strikes me about this is, it's just a realization that it's like, that like, even though, like, we might be successful and, like, things might, change for the better, in the most recent time, everything's, like, regardless, everything always ends up futile anyways, like...
Take your
Right.
pick. There's 1,000 terrible ways to take this. You can pick whichever one you want.
Right.
But it gets inside you. No one should look at everything everywhere all at once, except for the movie. You should definitely watch that.
Right.
But if you had the option to see everything everywhere all at once, if Cthulhu comes up from Relief and says, "I promise to show you everything everywhere all at once," you say, "No, no, Cthulhu, I don't want that." So you all return back to existence and can handle your melancholy however you wish.
Meredith is trying very hard to, like, not just handle it. Just try to regulate. It's like, great, I just saw this. This is fine.
Give me a will save with your melancholy penalty.
So my will save is a plus 10 normally, so it's just a plus 7. So that's a total of 22.
22. You fucking hold it together. The dam is building, Meredith. It's only a matter of time before it breaks.
This is a matter of faith. I've been given a part and I've played it well.
Will I not be rewarded for my service? All you can do is banish that doubt. You can't kill it, but you can push it aside.
That's a problem for future me.
That's a problem for future Meredith.
That's a question for the week.
So, Cass Harlan, how do you deal with the crippling melancholy?
Oh, Harlan's well versed in dealing with crippling melancholy. Stare into the fire and drink.
Oh.
Of all the people to be afflicted, you're the one who can handle it the best, but at the same time, you're handling it the worst.
Exactly.
Two things can be true.
Two things can be true. I am the most well acquainted with this, which means I will Oh, say nothing and drink to forget. You can't forget this, Harlan. Oh, fuck, your heart aches. You're not sure if
Can't
that's...
forget this, but it's one of those things that this time it was actually valuable, and that's the worst part. If it was just pain, he could drink to forget that, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
He made the mistake of looking for hope.
Ugh.
And knowing that despite any odd against them, there's always going to be someone that stands up, and how fucking foolish that is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it hurt. It just hurts. It just hurts so much.
But Harlan's melancholy is less what's the point, because he knows that's the point.
Right. The point is the tragedy.
Exactly. The point is the standing up, even though it kills you.
Mm-hmm. And that's a different level of it. It's just as painful. It's a different flavor of hurt.
Exactly.
Oh, the machine that keeps people safe is fueled by human misery. Fuck. The misery is a zero-sum game. You can push it on other people, but someone's got to eat it. It doesn't go nowhere, it goes to someone. And you can only hope that they're strong enough to handle it. And then it kills them, and then they die. My fucking bones.
My bones.
My bones!
My fucking bones! Psalm, how do you handle the melancholy?
Some handles it kind of the way I would. Can I take Zadru's stacks and just have 6?
You may.
Oh, baby.
It's the only right. It's just the right thing to do. You take it on yourself. That's how you solve the problem. You take on more weight until you can't bear it. And if you can't bear it, then you just keep going anyway. That's how you do it. That's how you deal with this. That's how you deal with this, Death Eater. I'm sorry, Sin
I'm trying
Eater.
to do that for you.
There's a um, there's a quote from Doctor Who, and he's like talking about how he participated in the Time War and how he committed so many like atrocities and heard so many like deaths and screams and tragedy. And he says, you know what you do with all that pain? You hold it tight and you say, no one else has to feel like this.
That you did it. You summed up Doctor Who in its barest parts.
It's not a great solution, but show me one that is. Show me a good solution.
Yeah.
It. Cass. Som has unlocked the perk. Som has unlocked the perk. Finger on the eject button.
It's kind of huddled into myself at first. Seeing all of that death and all of that misery. And thinking back onto something simple, thinking back on that toy that I gave the Lady of Cats. And trying to reach in for the simple comforts that cats feel living in the moment. That way of embracing the here and now and the warmth of the sun on your skin, the pleasures of just killing something, that immediacy. And I am striving for that. I'm striving to reach that, being able to be out of the past and being able to be out of the future, being able to reach into the, to experience my present. And Cass has always been kind of an agnostic about these things, but he's kind of been flirting with this for a while in terms of the Lady of Cats and maybe Bast. I haven't really figured out the sort of distinction there, but seeing if I can find a way to embrace the moment and escape the melancholy by doing so.
You retreat. And in times of crisis, sometimes the only strategic advantages you can gain are by surrendering territory. And it works, but it has a commensurate effect. Did I use that word right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes! Okay. So Selena is gonna go to Harlan because he seems like he's in the best condition out of all of you. Which is not great. And she's just like, what did you see? What's happening?
We saw everything. All the history, all the future, everywhere. In an instant.
Okay, I can understand how that's that can be daunting.
Yeah.
I can understand how it might crush a psyche under it, because it doesn't care.
Yeah. Like that.
Oh. Like that.
Yeah.
I see.
I thought that if we went in and showed her all the good in the world, that we can pull her out of it. And all the good in the world has so much fucking bad.
Oh god. Oh no. Is Selena gonna have to try to play cheerleader? Oh no.
Harlan, you tried.
And I knew that. Like, of course I knew that. That's
That's your life.
what I've been searching. That's what I've been searching for the solution to at the bottom of the bottle. But now everyone knows it. And I like things better when I was the only one that knew it.
Oh god.
But I'll tell you this. Here's one for free. We win.
But what's the point then? And if we win, then why not just sit here? Why bother? Bother with it all?
Oh, this was a mistake.
It's
Oh,
still
no.
work. It still has to be done.
If we just sit here, we don't win, and then there's extra no point.
But we did win. It already happened.
We haven't yet.
The universe already destroyed. Already ended. It already happened.
Oh god. Okay. What did each of you see? And you can all just like express that what you've seen, or you can go into detail about like you can go into detail, tinging it with melancholy and making it sound worse than it was.
No, I'm gonna make a will save to say it accurately
Okay.
with a 19.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so
It is.
hard.
Yeah, when I get to describing the bloody mess that becomes of District 4, I have difficulty describing that impassively.
Oh yeah, no. Blood
That's
in the streets, open war, civil war in the most populous region of the entire city. And she's just like, okay, that sounds really bad.
I saw what what Mary saw. Everything. All the endings. Everything that ever was. How they ended. All the bad endings.
It
Not
dawns
such-
on you that like endings are bad. Like any good quote unquote ending is just the prelude to another chapter. But you saw actual honest to goodness endings. This doesn't begin a chapter for something else. And she's just like, oh my god, like, oh shit, oh fuck.
just need some time to take it all in. I should be content with this. I am a useful tool. I've completed my purpose.
We need to be able to forget what we saw.
Oh god, this is so... Selena's eyes spark with realization that dispassion is a shield.
That makes sense.
Well, Miri better fucking learn how to use that shield.
She can't. She's still a human being.
I don't see how we get her ass on a throne when she's lying there catatonic.
I will carry her to one if I have to.
She'll improve. You'll all improve, but this is just... She's gonna be bad. And, like, Mary pipes up in between her, like, shattered whimperings and just remarks, "The only thing that makes me feel worse is that sometimes I find peace in feeling nothing. I look upon this tragedy with indifference. Who would do such a thing?"
A fucking sadist.
If indifference is the only way that you're going to make things better, then indifference is the right thing to do.
I don't think indifference is the same as dispassion, but
You can do better than indifference.
I hate the whole fucking idea of dispassion. I love to feel things. I love to feel, to experience new things. If that's the only way I can get rid of this feeling, I don't know if it's worth it.
No. Like Selena comes to you and is just like, no, you don't need to do that. It's fine. It will be fine. You've suffered an immense traumatic event. You will all be able to recover from this. I speak that not to comfort you, but because it is the truth. It hurts now, but the pain will ease like any old wound. But she's got to live in this. This is her future. Dispassion's the only shield against such tragic misery.
Well, I always thought being a god would suck.
I can thank the creator for this mess. The gears keep turning and we're caught in the game. And Meredith reaches over for Heartland to pass the flask.
He hands it over.
Mary pipes up again and simply remarks, "I used to think that my choices would have consequences. And now I look at all these consequences and can only boggle at what these choices are supposed to be."
I'm not sure if they're even choices. Just...
Is this all true, or is it just another illusion? I mean,
I regret to inform you, what you have suffered is a solid dose of true. 100% truth. Too much truth. It's too much for mortal minds. Mortal spirits.
but chaos is as real a thing as order. How can it all be order? How can there be no freedom?
No.
chaos is the order. It's a web of crossroads layered on top of each other.
Chaos is simply a deliberate obfuscation of cause and effect. If you knew how to disentangle that web, you would be able to draw a line from A to B. Chaos is simply an obfuscation of that line. And Mary does remark, there are a few places where my sight doesn't touch. Scrambled fields, where things are not yet written, but they are so rare, so vanishingly rare.
Well, I guess I might have to find one of those and live in it.
And do what?
Whatever the fuck you
What I
want.
want.
Then you would be doing what you did before. Making choices that in the end don't really matter. They're still your choices. You still have to make them. We can't just sit. Our actions still do things, even if those things end up being predetermined.
It's more complicated than that. I confess that my understanding of fourth dimensional mechanics are not exactly clear, but from your perspective, try to focus on the presentness. You shouldn't, oh, this was a mistake. I fucked up.
It's my fault.
No.
Told you to do it.
I think that's Reynolds saying you made a mistake.
It's like it's every at the same time. You were gonna make this choice no matter what I said. You had already made the choice. Now you had to face the consequences. Well, now you had to understand the consequences had already happened. You just needed to understand. Only now, too late, do you understand the choice that you made, which led to them. And there's a lot of evidence to support this, even in mundane human thought processes. Frequently, we make choices before we consciously consider them. And then, of course, from the fourth dimensional perspective, if you look at everything everywhere all at once, there is no choice. Everything's already happened. Every choice is already been made.
But we don't live in the fourth dimension. We live in the third, so we still have to participate in the system.
Absolutely. But the point is, you glimpsed the fourth dimension, and it's fucking with you. It's broken your brain a little bit.
The nice thing is that 19th century science was completely a clockmaker universe, but 20th century introduced quantum mechanics, which fucks with clockmakers really hard. So
at the same time, the idea that I use to rule this universe is that chaos is just order that hasn't been explained yet.
Yep.
So, like, quantum mechanics definitely throw a giant wrench in the clockmaking, but once you understand quantum mechanics, it's just a different kind of clock. More complicated than you suspected at first. Maybe too complicated for human minds to comprehend. Hopefully too complicated for human minds to comprehend.
I believe there is one sound this calls for.
Your mic cut off, dear.
Oh, it was Screaming Cowboy.
Did this Harlan whip out a harmonica?
You know? He does.
oh no,
Yeah, I think that calls for it.
I don't have the energy to stuff. It'll plug my ears too. Crap.
Just gives a few little toots on it. But it's hard to drink and play the harmonica at the same time, so.
It sure is. Congrats, Reynolds! You fucking broke our minds.
You broke the party!
Yeah, good, thank you. This is what I've been thinking about all week, just like, what does it mean to be able to see the future? And what does it mean to be able to see, well, that means that, like, if you can calculate everything that's going to happen, then that means you know everything that occurs. You get to see everything everywhere all at once. And if you're a human being, that makes you want to kill yourself.
Right, but like, isn't there like responsibility in like seeing that? Like, because you've seen the results of your actions. So if you don't like that, or like you don't like, if you just say like, I'm not gonna participate in this anymore, it like fucks everything up and changes it all.
No,
So
you
it's
don't.
like,
There's no option to not participate. You
Right.
will end up doing what you're supposed to do.
right.
Like, your having done this, looked at everything everywhere all at once, that didn't interrupt anything. That's already been written. It was already a foregone conclusion that when, from a fourth dimensional perspective, it was already a foregone conclusion that when faced with the option to enter Mary's mind and determine what she saw, you would all choose yes. We can't see that right now, right here. We couldn't have seen that right now, right here. But that's just because we can't crunch the numbers. If we had enough perfect information, we would all know exactly what everyone is doing and what everyone is going to do. But we can't.
There's it starts getting into sort of time travel type questions,
Right.
and science fiction is kind of settled on 3 different main time travel scenarios.
Correct.
One is you go back in time and you kill your grandfather and you pop out of existence because of a paradox.
Correct.
And that you created a new universe where you don't exist. Then number 2 is you create there's the multiverse, and you create multiple universes. So when you kill your grandfather, it doesn't matter because it's as soon as you went back in time, you spawned a new universe anyway. So the universe you came from is still going along exactly as it was before, but there's a new universe where your grandfather died.
Right.
And then the final one, which is the school of thought that Ronald is dealing with in this, is the buy your bootstraps one, which is essentially you go back in time and you shoot your grandfather and you find out that he wasn't really your grandfather and that all of this had already happened.
Correct.
So your shooting your grandfather was something that happened in the past, and you just didn't get the story from your parents, maybe, or something like that.
Right.
So everything is, yep.
The
You are
misunderstanding
responsible.
created the situation.
Yep.
Right. I've heard it a different way too. Where like someone's like a really big fan of Beethoven, and they go back in time and Beethoven doesn't exist, but you have all his like
You become
music and
Beethoven,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, you become Beethoven.
And so then you
Yeah.
start playing Beethoven and you become Beethoven. Yes.
Yeah, there's a classic science fiction story literally called Buy Your Bootstraps, where I think there is only one character in the story who is the same person at different points in the time travel continuum,
Oh
who does not realize this, and essentially keeps on interacting with future versions of himself, thinking it's someone else. It's a fucked up story, but it is a perfect clockwork of time travel.
Correct.
And there's also a really good French movie called Time Crimes.
I was about to say,
Oh, I fucking love time crimes.
Tiempos Criminales. You look at the dude with the weird bandages over his head, and he looks at you and he holds his hands up over his eyes like they're binoculars. And then later on, he sees the guy looking at him with binoculars and puts his hands up over his eyes like they're binoculars. And eventually, it just becomes a series of, oh, I saw something, I'm supposed to do something, and then he does the thing that he saw himself doing.
I was a screening assistant for a class on time travel. And Time Crimes was one of the movies we watched.
It's a very good movie.
We watched Time Crimes, we watched like a bunch of like classic time travel movies. But we also watched the episode of Seinfeld that's in reverse.
Oh no! Fucking
Which was a really fun addition.
the memento of Seinfeld.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
So yeah, this universe follows bootstrap theory. And my only regret is that I do not have a steel trap mind strong enough to deterministically probabilistically determine everything all of you are going to do all the time forever. So as such, I'm gonna have to sort of flim-flam all of this. But once you see something, it gets locked in. That shit gets locked the fuck in, baby. Looking at something locks in the atomic hyperposition, and it becomes canon.
My head hurts.
You're welcome.
I think you've gotten all the roleplay out of me that I can give tonight.
Fair enough. So now you understand, like, what the creator...
Understand is a stretch.
Understand? Now you understand what the creator was capable of.
Yeah.
And
Some bullshit.
and why the wish-granting machine was so precious to him. At least outside, like your players might understand why it was so precious to him, because the wish-granting machine was one of those few rare opportunities to alter what fate is meant to be. And you also all understand exactly, and you all character understand exactly what Marduk was capable of. He was able to see everything everywhere all at once, with a few rare exceptions.
My sweet time.
And because of who he is and what he's like, it didn't affect him. Because he doesn't care, because he's not a human being. He was a demigod created by a super god, and he just does. The man is chemically incapable of caring about things. So he looks at shit like outrageous cosmic tragedies and the heat death of the universe and says, okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay.
Then how can you care about justice if you don't care? I guess would be the question I have there.
He does care about things from a mechanical perspective. To him, justice was a mechanical process. Injustice goes in, justice comes out.
I can respect that, but our methods differ.
Absolutely. He's very mechanically minded. So he has a vision of what the universe is supposed to be. And because of who he is, in certain scenarios he will succeed, in certain scenarios he will fail. But because he is able to see the lines, he's able to guide them in a way far more powerfully than other entities.
But my god, at what cost?
My god, at what cost? The cost of, like, never feeling anything? Like, you could lock Marduk in a room with a train set and he'd be just fine. He'll just keep fucking with that thing forever. To him, the experience of witnessing what he will build in the future is just as satisfying as building it in the present.
Thank you for this.
You're welcome!
Can't wait to see what horrors you inflict upon us tomorrow.
Far less horror tomorrow, I will say.
Just to talk with a little leader of a fucking raider.
He's
faction.
he's just a little guy.
We're
After
just
making
gonna-
a devil deal, you know.
It's his birthday.
Yeah, one of us sold our soul. One of us sold our soul, and the other one's just
Sitting in a trough of pig slop, yeah.
yeah.
Fine.
And now we're gonna talk to a little guy.
Don't be.
And I'm gonna perform a little arson, you know, as a treat.
Yeah.
Congratulations! Suddenly magic exists in one of those vague spots where anything is possible because of the existence of that time machine. Because that thing is one of the few things that's able to fuck up time.
So Mary has gone back 40 years and seen the fucking Croner and Cardinal and Jezik and gang just fucking doing shit, and they're like, and she's just like, oh, that time machine is the problem.
To her, she wouldn't even be able to see the time machine. To her, the zone under the dome is static. Like, not like a still image, but like literally white and black static. Unpierceable. Anything could happen there. And in a way, that's a relief, and in another way, that's fucking terrifying. But, yes. Marduk perceives justice as a mechanical process. If you do the right things and you push the right buttons, you make a you make a happy machine, and good things come out of it. And you're going to do it because you already have done it, and you are doing it, and you will do it. Don't worry about it.
I'm so glad that I'm playing a faith-based character this campaign, because otherwise my character would be causing problems on purpose.
It's the only thing that can protect you. Oh man, you're causing all these problems that you were definitely going to cause the whole time. Forever.
I will fight you!
Yep. Congratulations, you're fulfilling your destiny as someone who causes problems. I know, it sucks, doesn't it? Fucking, you gain a dot of melancholy in real life.
These were the problems you were meant to cause.
Yup. Chaos is an
I
illusion.
will hunt down every single prophet.
Chaos is an illusion created between those who can see fourth dimensionally and those who cannot.
Yeah. Fucking. GG, lads. Have a good evening.
GG, y'all!
tomorrow.
Oh, welcome to the existential horror of being a deity of foresight and dispassion.
Wonderful.
Oh, death.
And so you can understand why she's in a bad position right now. Too much foresight, not enough dispassion.
So what do we do? Just dump her in the chair?
Fucking, it might be all you can do.
You get her arms, I get her legs.
It will definitely cure her her condition.
That's going to happen whether we do anything or not. We could just take a vacation.
It's already, you can take a I mean, you could take a vacation, but that vacation has already been accounted for, and as I said, you already have one.
Alright, I'm gonna go let my head hit a soft pillow for several hours.
Have a good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye.